It's the NFL on EA Sports. And our focus is on the Lions' leader at quarterback. He's fourth in the NFL in passing touchdowns this season. It's the Lions and the Bills. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The final 4 weeks of the NFL regular season is upon us. Welcome to the home stretch. Welcome to the booth. Mike Tirico with Greg Olson. Partner, it's week 15. Just feels like a horse race. We're at the top of the stretch. Now it's the sprint for home.
And up until this point, Mike, every team's goal is, can we be in the conversation for the playoffs in this final 4-week stretch? Where here we are. And if you've done that, well, man, there is nothing more exciting than playing NFL football at the end of the regular season when you're in playoff contention. But for those who aren't, this is where you have an opportunity as a player to extend your career, get invited back to training camp next season. A lot of teams' years are made at the end of the year, and a lot of individual players' careers are made down the stretch here in these final couple weeks.
So, out come the Bills and the face of the franchise, 28-year-old Josh Allen. Year 7 already with Buffalo. The last 4 years, over 4,000 passing yards in each. The man who makes this team go.
There wasn't really anything fancy about the performance in last week's win, Mike. I mean, he had the one interception. He would clearly like to have that one back. But for the most part, I thought he did a nice job keeping the ball out of harm's way. However, it's clear after reviewing the film, he left a lot of opportunities out there. I think there was a lot of meat left on that bone. The 2 touchdown passes, those were great. But if he's going to continue to lead his team to more wins in the future, he has to do a better job identifying those mismatches, finding those opportunities, and when they present themselves, he's got to take it.
He gets this to the tight end, Dalton Kincaid. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. They'll motion over Samuel. On 1st down, it's Allen. Pass complete, right side to Kincaid.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
This opening drive has been a good one, but will it continue? Here's a test on 3rd down. To throw again, it's Allen. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
What a call on this opening drive. They're going to go for it on 4th down. This one incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on downs. So that Detroit offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
One of the best parts of the week, Mike, is when we have an opportunity to sit down and visit with these guys during the production meetings. And the thing that we both came away with was, while he was happy with the overall performance of his team a week ago, you could tell that lone interception left a bit of a bad taste in his mouth. He called that errant pass unacceptable. He doesn't plan on having too many of those in this one, and look for him to be a little bit more careful with the ball as he tries to get his team to another victory here today.
There you get a look at his numbers on the ground a week ago as a part of their victory. Second down and 3. Once again, it's Gibbs. And he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. On the handoff, this is Gibbs. That's going to be good enough for a first down as he takes it close to the 20.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
Here's 1st and 10. Now this time they'll look to throw. His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. Picked off by their rookie corner.
Mike, that's a great play for any defensive back, let alone an undrafted rookie. I mean, to think that every single team passed on him in this past year's draft multiple times is pretty hard to believe. And again, this is the growth. This is the development that they saw when he signed there as an undrafted free agent. And he has taken advantage of every opportunity he's been given, and now he's creating turnovers for this unit. These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1 yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get...
Powering forward, he's in. A.J. Dillon, touchdown Bills. It's his 3rd touchdown on the year. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown, and Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go, take advantage of the short field, and results in a nice touchdown.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. From the 6, here comes a return. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
And it doesn't really matter who you put on him, Mike. When you want to play one-on-one man coverage against a receiver like this, there's not a whole lot else you can do. It's hard to put help over the top because the ball's being thrown out by the sidelines. I like playing in and out. I like playing zones. Somebody underneath, somebody over the top. Share the responsibility. But that's not what they're doing. That's straight man coverage. Quarterback sees the matchup. There's no question where the ball's going to go.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he will keep the drive moving. Gets the first down. Nice gain of 5.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get him.
Now a loose football. But this is taken in by a teammate.
Now, obviously, there's never a good time to fumble the ball. It's probably the thing that teams stress the most is ball security. But it makes it a little bit easier knowing that your own team was able to fall on top of it, and at least you can maintain possession.
Okay, ready?
He'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Just doesn't seem to me right now that he's seeing the field very well. I mean, that last possession results in the pick. You'd expect him to come back out here and be a little bit more careful with the ball, find easier completions, find the better matchup. But instead, he puts the ball back in harm's way, and he's lucky that wasn't another interception.
So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10. On the ground, this is James Cook. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
From the gun, Josh Allen. That's taken in by Shakir. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big gain.
Allen going to give it to Cook. And he'll work this forward to the 35. Jack Campbell, the former 1st-round pick, there to wrap him up. You get a look there at his numbers on the ground from a week ago. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Out of the gun, here's Allen. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Allen going to make the read and hold on here. The defense not fighting. They stay at home, stop the quarterback. No gain on the play.
Well, nothing doing here, Mike. And the key to stopping that on defense is you have to get them before they have a chance to get going. And that's exactly what they're able to do here. No gain, force the 4th down.
So on 4th down, time to kick it away. Jake Camarda to do the honors. Deep for the Lions, Holly Freeman. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Lions offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. Still plenty to play for as the temperatures dip and we hit the final month, the money month of the season. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Here's a handoff to Gibbs. He'll get about 2. It is Joey Bosa there on the tackle.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations. Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the 1st down, and they're able to convert.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. On the ground, this is Gibbs. And a nice run there on 1st down, getting 8. Setting up 2nd and 2.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Back to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot. It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on second down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on third down where it's a little bit more manageable.
And he is going to have a Lions first down. At least at first glance, they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. They'll look to throw. Quick throw, taken in. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. A run here with Gibbs. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
First down, and they stick with Gibbs. And they're going to get him down this time. Not as easy as the last carry. This time they drop him behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd down.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. The Bills with the early advantage. And we are back to the Motor City in a moment. Trying to keep this drive moving, but it's 3rd and 8. Now they'll set up to throw. It is caught left side by St. Brown. They get 10 yards on the hook up there. Good for a Lions first down.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
It's been a really nice drive they've been able to put together, Mike, and I think the key word is balance. Not having to rely too heavily on either the run or the pass. Continue to mix it up, going back and forth. Keep the defense off balance. A lot of success.
And he will take this one across into the end zone. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit. Now Jake Bates on for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Lions will level things out at 7 apiece. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. This one taken at the 7. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Bills' offense back onto the field for their next possession. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. They'll motion over Samuel. On 1st and 10, it's Allen. Quick throw, out wide, it's caught.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
From the gun, it's Allen. He'll find his running back, Cook. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down. From the shotgun, it's Allen. Throw downfield and hauled in by Samuel. And he will score. Curtis Samuel. Touchdown, Buffalo. Now Bass to tack on the extra point. The kick is good. And the Bills will move out to a 14-7 lead. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. The return starts from the 5. They'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop. That's Amon-Ra St. Brown and the rest of the Detroit offense heading out for their next possession. He's been filling up the stat sheet on a weekly basis, hasn't he? You get a look at where he ranks in terms of receptions by a wideout. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Running back looked a little unsure of himself on that carry there, Mike. You have to think back to that fumble earlier in the game. How much is that still weighing on his mind? He didn't really seem to attack that hole like we've seen in the past. He gets stopped for no gain.
Working the sideline, that's St. Brown. Third and a yard. He'll drop to throw. He's got his tight end. That's Laporta. A pickup there of 19 yards. 1st down, Detroit.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, that on 3rd down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
From the gun, here's Gibbs. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's 2nd and 6. They hand it to Gibbs. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
And his great first half on the ground continues, and this is one of those guys that when he gets in the groove, it seems like it's an 8-yard run, a 10-yard run, and all of a sudden a 15-yard chunk play, one after another.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Quick throw here is complete. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Every defense in the league, Mike, they stress the importance of defending the middle of the field. And in this case, that's just too much room to operate. They have to find a way to close and cloudy up those windows, make the quarterback throw the ball to the sidelines. When you allow him to operate in there, especially with that much space, you're going to make for a long day.
Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing now from the gun. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
And the Lions are going to be set up. 1st and goal coming up. They'll mark them down at the 6-yard line.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
This drive has been methodical, but will they turn it into 6 points? It is 1st and goal. And he's in! Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions. 2 touchdowns for him in the game. Numbers 17 and 18 on the year. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions will tie things up. We are all even at 14. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. He'll start at the 4. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. First and 10. They'll start on the ground with Cook. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. They'll motion over Samuel. Now Allen. The throw on the run is complete. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down. Now Allen. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these 2 guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire, so the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off.
On 2nd down, here is Allen. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
Just another example of poor decision-making. I mean, making a bad play even worse. There's nothing there on 2nd down. Just throw the ball into the stands and move on to 3rd. Now you take that sack, and it's going to take a miracle to stay on the field.
So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Off-balance throw. It's complete. He got a lot of what he needed, but just not enough. The mark is a couple of yards shy of the first down. Here comes fourth down.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike. How well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard it.
Now a fair catch, and it's going to be a long field. They'll take over right about their own 13. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Here's Gibbs. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to third down. And that is incomplete. The tight end, Sam Laporta, the intended receiver. And that'll set up fourth down.
Haven't even reached halftime yet, and we see this quarterback just continue to put the ball in harm's way and make bad decisions. He's lucky it didn't add another interception to his stat sheet, and as they approach halftime here, they got to regroup, and he's going to have to make better decisions here in the second half.
The Bills offense ready to take over once more. This one, everything we could have hoped for to this point. All even at 14. They'll start this drive with first down. Allen working from the pistol. That's to the rookie from Florida State, Keon Coleman. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Throwing is Allen. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete. Keon Coleman, the intended receiver. And third down coming up. Josh Allen on the bootleg. He's got his man. That's Kincaid. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Again, it's Allen to the air. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
And he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short. Here's 3rd and 2. From the gun, Josh Allen. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown.
And he's in. Khalil Shakir. Touchdown, Bills. Here's pass now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Bills have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead. Following the touchdown, pass is back to kick it off. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Jahmyr Gibbs and the Detroit offense set to take over again. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this first half. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth first half. Greg and I back from Ford Field in Detroit in a moment. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. That one taken in by St. Brown.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
And that is incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Allen. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Here's Allen to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That one knocked away and incomplete.
And the success of this play, Mike, all comes down to the timing of the defender. You get there a little bit too early, you risk pass interference. You get there a little too late, it's a big pass completion. Timing your hand and playing through the ball is something they work on with these defenders all the time. And next time they throw the ball downfield, I wouldn't be surprised if they target somebody else.
The Lions call their first timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 13 yards on the catch there. Good for a Lions 1st down. They'll send him over to the left. Now they'll set up to throw. It is caught left side by St. Brown. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. Second and a yard. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Got a man coming across the field. He's got it. They'll have a first down. It's a gain of 28.
And these are the throws that when they evaluate young quarterbacks coming out of college, they want to see you be able to make. Everyone worries about how far you can throw the ball. And while that's certainly important, to be able to make the throws from sideline to sideline, especially in those intermediate zones, drive the ball through space, because in this league, an open window is going to close in a hurry.
In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. He'll look to throw. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete. He was looking for Jahmyr Gibbs out of the backfield. And it's going to be fourth down. Out comes Jake Bates to try a field goal here. This from extra point range, a 33-yard field goal attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Lions will cut the lead down to 4.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. They'll come up here, first and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bills on top. As we'll get you down to Orlando now, that's where the coach is, Jonathan Coachman, and our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and Greg in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll get started out in Denver, and it's the Colts on top as that one approaches halftime. 2 touchdown passes there for Anthony Richardson. From there, we head over to the West Coast. Check out the Niners at home at Levi Stadium. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting L.A. Rams. Brock Purdy, very solid in the win, as his guys figure to be a team to be reckoned with. They now move to 11-3. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Aaron Rodgers with 2 touchdown passes. Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins. Both these teams running through their final adjustments. It's time for the second half. And for the call, let's get it back out to Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators, trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Lions offense and receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown set for this next possession. He's put together some kind of campaign. Currently second in the NFL in touchdown receptions amongst wideouts. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Throwing left side, and it's taken in by Williams. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. They're going to run out of the gun with Gibbs. And he will have the first down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. Second and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
A run up the middle, it's Gibbs. He'll get in behind his blockers, get forward for a pickup of 3. Matt Milano there to stop him. They face second down and 7. They'll run with Gibbs. And he gets this up close to the 40. Matt Milano there to stop him. 3rd and 5. They'll look to throw. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
And it'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. So Allen and the Bills getting set for their next possession. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. On the ground, it's Cook to start this drive. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. From the shotgun, it's Allen. There's that man again. Another catch. From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. And that one is complete along the boundary. Good job of getting those feet in bounds. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. On 2nd down, Cook. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
Here's a handoff to Cook. Working his way for a short pickup to the 48. Here's a 2nd and 9. The tight end Kincaid in motion. Once again, it's Cook. Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Asante Samuel up from the corner spot to make the stop. We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Allen to throw. That's to the left side where he's got Kincaid. He's over 100 receiving yards on the afternoon now, and a first down to boot.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. Call it a yard at most. Brian Branch in on the tackle. Now it's Allen. This one intercepted. Into space. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Detroit. The defense comes up with the big play, and the pick six changes all the momentum. New leader in this one with that touchdown.
Mike, this is one of those plays at the end they're going to look back on and say that play changed the game. Not only do you create the turnover, you take it back the other way, and now you find yourself with the lead here in the second half.
Bates now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Lions extend the advantage to a field goal. It's 24-21. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Now the return man is a bit slow getting up after that kick. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. Here's 1st and 10. A run up the middle with Cook. And he's going to struggle to get back to the line. Maybe a yard. Alex Anzalone in for the tackle. Play action. It's Allen. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he looks to be a bit short of the line. And that is going to bring up 4th down.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
The Lions offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And we'll take you back through some of the highlights. Been plenty of room to run, and he has taken advantage of it. Already over 100 yards in this one. He got it early, he got it often, and the defense hasn't gotten much of him. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Gibbs. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down.
Number 1 rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
To the right side, that's St. Brown. loose inside the 30. And he will go all the way. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Lions. A terrific job all the way around, especially after the catch, Greg, to take it to the end zone for a touchdown.
I'm just so impressed by the acceleration of this receiver, Mike. He catches what is a short pass, and he's able to turn it up the field and take it all the way for 6. That is an impressive play, run after catch.
Here's Bates for the extra point. He's got it. And the Lions will extend this third quarter lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Bills offense ready to get back to work. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Get started with 1st and 10. Allen will throw. Pass complete right side to Kincaid. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line.
This pass defense, it just has to be better than this, Mike. They have to do a better job accounting for everybody in their coverages. They have to play their defense exactly according to the plan, because if not, this quarterback has enough weapons. He can spread the ball out and find the open space.
And that'll be a pickup of 3. Second and 7. To throw is Allen. That's taken in by Shakir. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
It takes a certain guy in that slot position to be willing and able to go across the middle of the defense on those in-breaking routes. You can tell this guy, he doesn't care. He is fearless going across the middle, and he's able to secure a nice catch.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. The tight end Kincaid in motion. Allen going to give it to Cook. Trying to bounce that outside. It went a long way for a gain of nothing.
You could tell the entire time that running back is just looking for his crease to get vertical and cut back. But the defense does a great job. Inside-out pursuit, strings this ball out towards the sideline. Nowhere to go, and they make a big stop for no gain.
And that is incomplete.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the third quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Lions offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. And he was unguardable in the first half. You see the numbers as they try to add to those here in the third quarter. Here's a handoff to Gibbs. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
Once again, it's Gibbs. And they'll stop it. At least it's an improvement over the last play. They're not losing yards, but they didn't gain any here. And now it's going to be 3rd down.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
That one on target to Williams. He's got it. 13 yards on that pass play. First down, Detroit.
And another great throw. And I'll tell you what, Mike, so far today, this certainly does not look like a rookie quarterback. I mean, he is in complete control of this offense.
Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up 1st and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. He connects with St. Brown. And he will score. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Detroit. That touchdown number 30 on the year. One shy of LaDainian Tomlinson's record of 31 touchdowns set back in 2006. Bates now for the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Lions are able to extend the lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Out of the gun, here's Allen. He runs with it. So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's a 2nd and 6. They run out of the gun. It's Cook. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5. And here comes 3rd down. They'll motion over Samuel. On 3rd and 1, it's Allen. He's got his man. That's Kincaid. He's going to be taken down, but there's a late flag in the backfield that might give him 15 more yards.
Automatic 1st down.
On 1st down, it's Allen. That one a bit high, but it's complete. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they...
And he will score. Khalil Shakir. Touchdown, Buffalo. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Pass's kick is good. And the Bills are able to cut the deficit to 10. Following the touchdown, pass is back to kick it off. A return now from the 4. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The home team's offense, Jahmyr Gibbs, set to get back on the field. And it looks like they're going to get a 14th win on the season, cementing themselves as one of the favorites to win the whole thing. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. That's right side and brought in by Williams. Now a 3rd and 2. They're going to try to run here with Gibbs. And he's going to have enough for the first down. Mark him up at the 39-yard line. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. First down, and they stick with Gibbs. And not a lot there. Only up to about the 41. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. A run here with Gibbs. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? He'll drop to throw. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
The Bills offense ready to see what they can do. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Cook. And he'll get this only to about the 20. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. 2nd down and 8. That's Palmer, the man in motion. From the gun, Josh Allen. He's got the connection there. It's Joshua Palmer. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. 3rd and a yard. Throwing is Allen. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. The Bills bringing on the punt team as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. Fair catch called and made right there at the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and their big play wideout getting set for their next possession. And with the season winding down, thoughts turn to postseason awards. You can't avoid the conversation. You'd have to say he is at least among those who should be considered for MVP. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. They put a receiver in motion to the left. He'll look to throw. A throw left side, but it's incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
He's going to have the first down, so they convert on third down with a pickup of 9.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Throwing now on 1st and 10. This throw taken in by Amon-Ra. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. He has been a thorn in the side of the defense all game. That last catch puts him over 200 receiving yards in this one. They'll look to throw again. Throwing left side, and it's taken in by Williams. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. They hand it to Gibbs. And he'll get the first down there, a pickup of about 5 yards. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. It is caught left side by St. Brown.
I can't tell you, Mike, how many of these offensive skill players around the league, they look at man coverage as like a personal offense. After that last completion on the way back to the huddle, I think he had a few choice words for him. I think he said, hey, man, you can't guard me one-on-one. You better ask your coach for some help, because if he doesn't, you're going to be in for a long day. At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Good drive to this point. Now can you convert on 3rd and 3? That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up 1st and goal.
What an impressive drive this has really been, and it's a combination of big plays and 3rd down conversions. Now after that last 3rd down pickup, it's 1st and goal. They got a chance to finish this really impressive drive and come away with 6.
They move Laporta, sending him in motion. They'll look to throw. There's that man again. Another catch. And he will score again. Amon-Ra, St. Brown. Touchdown, Lions. He has come alive after the break. His 3rd touchdown of the 2nd half. Here's Bates for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Lions will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. This one taken at the 7. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The visitors' offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. They'll motion over Samuel. On 1st and 10, it's Allen.
It's his ability to change direction. He's able to go from his back pedal to then driving that route fast enough that he gets to the ball immediately as it arrives, and he's able to knock it down.
On 2nd down, Allen. That is intercepted. That's the linebacker, Chris Barnes. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
It makes sense to try to push the ball downfield, Mike, and go to the air when you find yourself trailing by this deficit. But it also makes you very predictable. You see the defense, they're in nickel personnel, extra defensive backs on the field. It gets that much harder to throw when the defense knows it's coming.
This offense making its way back on the field, led by their wide receiver. And before this drive starts, let's take a look at the current race to see who's going to take home the award of NFL Most Valuable Player. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Here's Gibbs. He'll fight forward for a short pickup to the 16. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Gibbs. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. Now they'll set up to throw. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And he's going to have the 1st down. They convert on 3rd, and it sets up a 1st and goal. Here's Gibbs. He'll be wrapped up there down at the 3-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Ball at the 3, 2nd down and goal. From out of the gun, he'll throw. And he's into the end zone yet again. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Detroit. Make it 4 touchdowns for him on the afternoon. Bates now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Lions are going to extend their lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. This returnable from the 4. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense. And Josh Allen headed back onto the field. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. So they come to the line for first down and 10. From the shotgun, it's Allen. That's over the middle to his tight end, Kincaid. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. From the gun, it's Allen. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down. Allen looking downfield for Coleman. That's going to be incomplete. They cannot hook up there. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. The offense is staying right there. They're going for it. Fourth and a couple. They'll try and throw for it with Allen. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And fortunately, one of his teammates there to save him. They'll wind up getting enough to pick up the first down. Again, it's Allen to the air. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. The Bills going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. They'll motion over Samuel. Throwing again. It's Allen. The coverage too strong that time. The ball batted away and incomplete.
If you want to be a top-notch NFL DB, of course, yes, the athleticism is a given. But it's really, you have to be instinctive. The instincts are what allow you to maximize those physical skills. And you saw him on full display right here, leading in the big-time breakup.
Allen on third down. He's got his man. That's Kincaid. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
Allen going to throw again. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Trying to get it to Dalton Kincaid there. And it'll be second down. To throw again, it's Allen. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
It's always a risky decision anytime a quarterback tries to force the ball, especially into those tightly contested areas. Not a lot of daylight, not a lot of room for error. In this case, it just falls simply as an incomplete. But as this game unfolds, better decisions are going to lead to better results.
That is catch number 60 for the season. They'll come up here, first and 10. One more time going up top with Allen. That is hauled in at the 5. And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. They do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play. Allen leading the Bills to the line for this 2-point try. He'll drop to throw. That is caught. And they get the 2-point conversion.
I know it sounds like I'm being biased, Mike, but I'm really not.